In this video, we're going to be walking you through how to use LogInspector to analyze and monitor your ALM server logs. Locate the Copilot for ALM icon on your desktop, then run LogInspector from the Launchpad application. On the Welcome screen, choose the directory to scan for your log files. You can also choose to connect to the remote LogInspector agent if it's installed on your server. For this demo, we'll browse our demo directory where we've copied some log files from our server. LogInspector scans the entire directory and subdirectories to locate the log files that it recognizes. The QC client log format contains events generated by QC clients. The SA logs gives you information about events generated by site administration. There's a wrapper log for the Java application on startup and operation of the server. And finally, there's the new audit log file formats. LogInspector also recognizes the Jetty server configuration files as well. So let's open up the QC client logs and see how we can use LogInspector. We found 28 separate log files, and this is typical because ALM will generate many individual log files over time. Let's open up the first one and see what we've captured in this log. Select the row, then click on the button to process the file. LogInspector extracts the events that it recognizes into the grid. The original source file is also accessible as well, just as you would normally through a browser. But notice how difficult it is to read the log file because it's very verbose and it's all text-based. LogInspector extracts the event information so that it's easy to view or filter and locate information. Here, for example, we will set a filter on a specific IP address. The filter is shown at the bottom and can be modified with additional logic if you wish. This makes it a very powerful tool to locate the exact types of events or patterns you're looking for. To look at the events in detail, click on the row, and the event details will show up in the bottom. Here you can see we had an unsuccessful authentication attempt. It actually looks like there were several attempts. You can also export the results to Excel. This is great when you're working with OpenText technical support, whenever they want this information for debugging and triage. Sometimes when you have many log files, you may want to see if there are patterns over time. Let's close this log file, and this time we'll select several files to extract all the events over that time period. Notice how LogInspector aggregates all of the events across our log files. Let's go ahead and apply the same filter as before. We can see that the same IP address had continued repeated failed log events. Let's have a look at a different log file type. Go to the main menu and select the option to choose the SA log file type. We can see there are a lot of log files to look through, way too many to do manually. This time, let's process them all at once. As before, we'll set filter criteria, this time on time frames. I can use any other criteria that I want using the filter editor shown here. Rather than look for an IP this time, let's look for a specific string in the messages. Let's say I want to filter on the words lab management. I just enter it into my search panel criteria and get instant results. Notice how quickly I'm able to find these 3 events of interest in all of my log files. Another important log file is the Java wrapper file, which can grow to be very long and is difficult to work with using a basic text editor. LogInspector makes it a lot easier to work with this type of log. We also support the new auditing log file format. Just as before, it parses the dynamic log file format into the appropriate event types. And finally, LogInspector helps with configuration files too, making it easy to locate, access, and view the configuration of our Jetty application server. And finally, LogInspector helps with configuration files too, making it easy to locate, access, and view the configuration of our Jetty application server. This provides a read-only view to our server configuration properties. Of course, to change these settings, I will have to do so on the server during a scheduled maintenance window. In summary, you've seen how LogInspector makes it quick and easy to access and work with ALM log files to monitor the health and performance of your server and the environment, to catch anomalies or to troubleshoot production issues. Thank you for watching our video. If you have more questions, please reach out and contact us directly.